hosted a memorial service, 3-day memorial service, and having heard about the program, I decided to attend all 3 days. The second day was to address how do you prevent such a tragedy. And I think the tragedy in this situation was twofold. One is that the Move family was a combination of college students, European Americans, African Americans, Asian Americans, were just mad as hell with the miseducation of children. Their children was mad as hell the way food was being processed. All this stuff sounds good now, doesn't it? Was mad as hell in terms of just simple how the system is profane to regular folk. And so the Move message was profane. They used a lot of profanity to deliver that message. And for us, middle class, working class, blacks and white, how dare you curse from my children? So they went to city council, City Hall, and asked Mayor Wilson Good to do something about it. You're gonna have to read up on the rest. So, but the American Friends Service Committee, Community Relations Division, second day of this memorial service was seeking for some solutions. I hadn't been there for 3 months and stood up, and I'm not sure who stood me up. And even today, I'm sitting here wondering, how did I get here? Who is this that I'm here talking about? I stood up and challenged any organization to meet me halfway to deal with the rage of black men. Because what I heard and the little I knew about the Move, they was mad. What I knew in terms of my experience in Europe, throughout Seattle, throughout this country, where we walk, black men walk, or young people today, people scare us. Even our sister would crush their purse when we pass. Anytime a group of people is feared, it creates rage, whether there's a reason for it or not. And so, in standing up before about 500 people saying, I would design a program that would address the rage of black men, to my surprise, amazed, the director of the Community Relations Division, Bill Meek, her name was Barbara Muppet, and volunteering office, Bill Meek, both have passed now, bless their souls, called me 2 weeks later and asked me to come into the office. As a result of the meetings with them, and directed me to the Middle Atlantic region of the American Friends Service Committee. They supported and requested that the Middle Atlantic region of to finance a feasibility study to see what this program would look like, and asked me to write a foundation paper with philosophy of what would it look like, what would it involve, what are the resources would be necessary for it. The education, studying at Western Washington University, raising 6 semesters children, working in emergency rooms for 7, close to 8, 9, 10 years, equipped me with the ability to be able to put that on paper. The School Without Walls required us to actually create our program and be monitored and mentored by people in that profession. But in meeting with the Quakers, which the American Friends Service Committee was founded by, most of the men were sleeping. Well, the leader said they appeared like they were sleeping. I didn't know. But they heard more than I understood. And I got a deep sense of what it meant to be a critical listener. Hence, Reconstruction was started. They paid $20,000 to do a feasibility study to see if anything of that type exists. As a result of that, to see if anything of that type exists, to put together an advisory board that would assist and guide me in putting together the organization, to create a 501c3 and to develop the resources a year to do those things. I was literally lost. I mean, I had the office, I had typewriters, I had people supporting me. I relapsed into smoking. I was scared. I would go into that office and just didn't know what to do because people was expecting this thing that I had opened my mouth to.
You still doing it.
I'm still doing it. Sitting up here wondering, what is these people want me to say? Y'all want me to say I'm trying my best here, so.
The feasibility study resulted with a board of directors and an advisory council. It resulted with a 501c3. The aspirational worthy groups program that included what the curriculum would soon become, an interpersonal reflection of the men that we'll be working with, a relationship development of the people for which those people are part of, whether it's family, community, and the institutional political awareness of it. And all of this would include, in terms of the interpersonal piece of the curriculum, include spiritual awareness, health, education. The relationship type of thing would include heritage, which is why we had the cultural ethnocentricity piece, because at that point, well, not at that point, the advisory board realized that we all were here before slavery. Europeans were here before slavery. Africans were here before slavery. And so that connection was very important. That cultural piece was very important to include. So in terms of the relationship part of it was necessary. And in terms of the institutional awareness part of it was important in that we each is an institution. We each have a constitution. We each are a part of and perpetuate institutions. So it's important for us to understand not just the contemporary institution, the historical institution. So that first curriculum addressed those three areas. What we found out was that there was one organization that was created at the end of the Second World War in Germany that was designed to assist soldiers reintegrate back into their family that had that approach. Moving on, the curriculum itself, the program itself was designed as a 4-year program. The first year was within what we identified what was in the correctional, the state correctional institute at Great Britain. It was a year long, well, actually it was about 13 months long. The second phase of it was the residential component, which was a year long. And the third phase, and I'm